think it's Wednesday. Or is it Tuesday? I don't know. I've got a ratchet strap. I'm going to go and up to Brookhouse, see if I can find some old fencing that I can use to make a beacon barrel for on top of that pole. So someone said there might be some in the nettles. We'll get this strap, I can drag it out with the Merlo hopefully. I've been up to Brookhouse looking for some steel. I was hoping to get some palisade fencing to make something that would look a little bit like this. Couldn't find any, but I have found some 2-inch mesh that we can put in a circle around them old barrel rings, or an IBC cage that I could probably cut and maybe form into a circle as well. So I'll try with the IBC first. If it starts to be too much like hard work and won't curl, I'll give up and I'll go for the mesh on the barrels. Got the whiz out. I'm cutting now one side of the IBC out because I think it's too big. And then I'm going to try and force it into a circle, weld it to a flat piece of steel, put a tube on the bottom that will fit inside the tube I'm going to use as the mounting pole, and that should work, fingers crossed. I've cut that out and I've tried to curl it a bit, so I'm getting a bit of a curve to everything. But what I'm having to do is roll it on its flat and then dinge it here to allow it to bend easier. Looks okay that. I've pulled it together now, put a cable tie around there. I'm just going to get a Jubilee clips around it, pull it a bit tighter, or maybe a ratchet strap, and then tack it up with the welder. Right, I've got this piece of steel. I'm going to put this on here, mark it out, cut around it, and then maybe that way a little bit easier, and then that could be the base. Yeah, cut there, and then socket on the bottom, and I think with there I'll put some bigger cable ties on here to pull it a bit tighter so I can weld it then without risk of them snapping. So I'll get the plasma cutter, I think, and whiz them bits off that. I've marked that out with my foot, got the plasma going now, just waiting for the compressor to charge up to blow this molten steel out the way, and I'll start cutting all the way around that, put that back on top, fire the welder up, stitch that to that, flip it upside down, or weld them as well, flip it upside down and weld a tube on the bottom, little slot inside the tube I'm going to put up in the field in a bit, like a hot knife through butter. Now put that flat, that out the way, stand that back on, I'm going to find out which way I had it. I think that was it. Stitch that to that, or tech screw it, but I might as well stitch it with the welder, it'll be quicker. And then, like I say, put a socket on it. This could be tricky because someone has left the gas fully on, so there's no gas left basically. Instead of turning it off, they turned it the wrong way, so it's leaked over the last few weeks. Be all right to stitch that to that. I've got to stitch that tube on the bottom fairly strong. Try it without gas. I don't think the gas place is open today. Welds aren't pretty, but they're just about holding out. Right, that's done. Flipped it over now. Gonna see if that'll fit inside the other tube I need. I'm gonna try and fish this tube out with the bale spike and then get in the workshop and measure it. I hope it doesn't bend it. I don't want to stab the wheel on that compressor as well. Back up now on that angle. This was an old biomass boiler that someone bought in an auction and close to here and stored it here, but I think it's scrap now. There we go. We've got the tube anyway. It's a bit wiggly out there. This tube should fit in that tube really easily. So I'm just gonna trim it off now. Try and make sure that I've started round and end up back at the right place. And I'll stick it on the top. Despite the lack of gas, that's solid now. And that'll slide in there nicely. It's not that heavy. Let's see if it fits.
It's heavy over there.
Hey! It's proper that, isn't it? It's carousel as well, we can turn it to the right angle.
Probably bang that round.
There we have it. I put a ratchet strap so it's not as much stress on that tine to carry it round. And then to be honest, we'll probably take it apart, stand the pole up and then slide that onto the top with the pallet forks. Here we go. Beacon made. Just going to take it round and erect it. They made things proper, didn't they, in medieval times? That's the beacon, but you could also use it as a battering ram. John's got hold of it now with the digger. I'm going to try and stand it up. We'll probably put it in that pile there and then drive it in with the Merlot. We might just have to re-grip it so that it's got hold of it in the teeth rather than... That's obviously the top. Might have to ratchet strap it to something if it doesn't grip it perhaps. Oh no, he's got it. I'll just stand back well out of harm's way. John! That's it. It's got to be quite high, isn't it? Higher than I thought. Right, I'll get the Merlot now and push it in with the Merlot. Don't think the digger will reach the top. Or will it? Oh no, it might do. Maybe it will. Oh yeah. Easy. That's good because it's got a nice flat on it. Fair way up there. Drives it in now. It's dropping a bit. You can see against the cultivator the tube sliding in. Lifting the digger up a bit now. See how solid it feels. We could pile some soil around the bottom actually, yeah. Just got to push it a bit square. It's got a little bit of a wonk to it. That's it. Seeing kids at the beach build a sandcastle and put a lollipop stick in the top as its flag. It's just what John's doing now, I think. And then I've got the cage ready to go on the top now. I'll put it on, see what it looks like, and then probably take it back down and build a nice stash of wood in the shed and then bring it back out again later when it's dry. I mean, it's pretty dry now, to be honest, but I think it'd be easier to do later on. Going in there now. Maybe not. Kind of knock it back a bit by backing up. That's it. Ta-da! See what that looks like now. Proper job. It's alright, isn't it? It's a bit higher than I thought it was going to be, but it's fine. You can see it from Frodsham. I've lifted the cage back off the top. I'm going to get it in the workshop now, get all the timber in it and build a fire, and then we'll take it out and lift it back on once the rains stop later on, because there's a bit of moisture in the air. Ooh, nearly hit the floor of it then. I've had a good idea. Build it all, pallet wrap it, put it up on the stand in daylight, and when it goes dark, go up, slice the wrap off and light it. Luckily we got some charcoal left from when we baked the world's biggest loaf of bread, which seemed a long time ago, so we're going to put that in the bottom so it'll keep the heart of it going. I'm going to build it all up now. This old fence, bit of clean unpainted timber, it's not treated. Stick all that in, then pallet wrap it so it doesn't get wet, poke it back on the top and wait till later. Thank you. Got some pallet wrap it up, stop it getting wet inside and soak it into the wood. Like put a little bit of firelighter fluid on the timber as well before we wrap it up. On my way up to it now with the picker, light it in a bit, and then this is the easiest way to do it from up there. Looks like John's stood it on ready. We're doing a live broadcast in a bit, so I've got this tractor here where it can see the Wi-Fi and also out the rain. I was going to put the Starlink up, but we don't need it. I'm going to now go up in a jolly picker and light it, because by the time it's lit, it'll probably be dark. I'm no expert, but I'd say that's a cracking beacon. It's died down a little bit now, so that's a bit better. It's died down a lot. It's been burning for about an hour now. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll keep throwing a few logs on it every few hours, and then put some nice pallet wood on it so it's roaring for the 7 o'clock broadcast. Anyway, I normally do a roundup of the year. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. We'll see. But thanks for everyone that's watched this year. If you've made it this far with the video, click like. And gonna go and do the birthdays now, and I will see you all next year. Actually, before I do that, what has been your favourite video this year? Is it when something new's arrived? Is it when we baked the world's biggest loaf of bread? Is it when we had the stage in Whitehall? Is it when we're in the Palladium? Is it one of the shows that we went to? Was it something stuck? A lot's happened this year. Met a lot of people as well, especially with all the county shows I attended. What's been your highlight? Let me know in the comments and we'll see if we can find it. Anyway, there's the birthdays. It's going to do the birthdays.
Rob Costello, happy birthday to you. Max Umley is 16, Jamie Day is 36, Will Howe is 41, and Rian Edwards, happy birthday to you as well. £82,675 raised for the North West Air Ambulance.
If you're not on there and it's your birthday, happy birthday, and also Happy New Year, everyone. I thought you were going to say Happy New Year.
I can do it if you want to.
Happy New Year.
See you all tomorrow. See you next year.